up, y'all? Welcome to the Zarty podcast. We back here Thursday at 8 p.m. And I'm sorry, y'all back into y'all like all the time. And, last time I dropped the episode, y'all, I did a solo episode. I updated y'all on my pivoting, my energy, my vibes, what I'm doing. And usually I sit away from my guests. It's been a long time since I next to my guests, but I'm doing one-on-one episodes, y'all, this season. Oh, yeah, season 5, y'all. Peep. We did 501, this 502, and next one 503, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep going. But that's the vibes, y'all. But today, y'all, I have my friend here. I went to school with him, things like that. He finna introduce himself, let y'all know who he is. So, yeah, what was I'm sorry, let them know who you are.
My name is Michael Mitchell, guys, man. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I really do appreciate it, man. This is really nice, man. So thank you.
For sure. All right, so what do you do? Let them know.
All right, there we go. So right now I'm an educator. I'm also in ministry as well. What I did in college was I was a part of Relentless LU crew. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to branch out and I wanted to make it more diversified. It is now Relentless Nation, which is an online platform, and it's now a nonprofit as well. So what I want to do with it is be able to help as many young adults, college students all around the world by kind of giving them a break in college, because college is expensive. And a lot of times college students will quit because they don't have the finances or they don't know what to do. So Relentless Nation is there to kind of give them the push that they need to be able to continue through their college career and even beyond that. So that's what I do.
All right, cool. Well, let's get into it. All right, so I got a few questions for you. Finna dive into a bunch of stuff. Y'all, again, I'm not on my phone, y'all. My questions are here, you know what I'm saying? I'll be printing the cue cards out. It's 2025. Cue cards are so last year, baby. We're using technology. All right, so my first topic I want to talk about is choosing God and faith at a young age. So my first question is, what was the moment you decided to dedicate your life to God at such a young age? And, what made you to make that decision? Because I feel like I grew up in the church, but I feel like I ain't really, get into it, I'm rocking with it till, 2 years ago. Not.
Yeah.
But, what made you make that decision? I feel like you was with it.
But my grandparents did grow me up in the church, and that's when I got baptized when I was young. But then when I was in high school, I wanted to preach, but then I thought to myself, I didn't want to disrespect God's name. So I took away from it because I didn't want to preach just for my grandparents, because, your grandparents are just there, they want to encourage you and all that stuff. But then I was like, am I doing it for God or am I doing it for my grandparents?
Yeah.
So I stepped away from it, not from God, but preaching in general. And then a random guy in high school came up to me and wanted to start a ministry. So we did that. When I went to college, God was on my mind, but he wasn't on the forefront of me.
Even with everything you know?
Even everything. So in the beginning, because Relentless LU crew didn't start when I was in college. Relentless LU crew didn't start my freshman year.
All right.
My sophomore year is when I started, and it actually resulted after a breakup, after a really bad breakup, because I felt the tug on my heart, but I was more so worried about my relationship rather than God. I was more so worried about trying to please her and not do what God called me to do. So he ended the relationship, and then I heard God say, now you have time to actually start it. So that's when I started it, and then that's when it just took off there, and it blessed so many people. Even still to this day, it's still going on right now. So,
And that was huge.
yeah, so that's where it all started. That's where it all started. But then I didn't really feel the hand of God until I was in college, when I actually had to live on my own. Because I didn't have, there were times where I couldn't make rent. There was times where I was trying to get somebody to swipe me in the dining hall, for at least the pizza and salad. That's all I was able to get, at that time, because I was struggling financially. But then God kept blessing me. God kept providing the way for me. And that's when I knew. I said, man, God is real, and I'm with him 100%.
Okay, I feel it. All right, so my next question is, did you face any challenges from family and friends or peers when you chose this path, and how did you deal with those pressures? So being a transparent person, safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like it was a I feel like when I was in school, when we both was in school, I feel like I wasn't fully like into it fully. Like I was like, I would go when people was like, oh, it's Easter, let's go to church. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was like still like there was some kind of like wall towards it. I don't know. I just feel like it was some type of wall towards like religion. It wasn't like I wasn't religious. I just didn't know God. That makes sense.
So
Like, I
what
feel like
was
I
the wall you was like? What was there?
Don't know. I just feel like I was, for lack of words, ignorant. I feel like it was just ignorance. It is what it is. It was like ignorance and just more so like I didn't realize how important that was. I feel like because like sometimes I feel like when you grow up in the church, it can be two ways.
Yeah.
In my situation, I feel like because I grew up in the church and there were so many things as growing up in the church that you heard negative towards like my situation, it was kind of like, all right, whatever. Like, or I just feel like because I grew up in this one church, on this one pastor can talk to me, on this one church I need to be at. Like, I guess I never saw how big religion was. I only thought it was like at my mama's house at this church.
Yeah.
And like, I ain't know like, oh, wow, it's like really that big. I didn't understand it. I feel like I just didn't understand it at the time. So I feel like, how did you deal with like, I guess say like people that just like couldn't see it? Like, I feel like I'll be one person too that like just couldn't dive into it. But like, yeah, how you doing with it?
So a lot of times when people, I'm trying to see how can I phrase this. Experiencing Jesus is a relationship, not a religion in a sense. So like, let me say, before when Jesus was walking on the earth, he didn't say this is Christianity. He wanted a relationship. But then man came and put religion on it. And that's why you got all the denominations. That's where the lines are blurred. That's where, all the traditions are mixed into it. But Jesus just says, I want a relationship with you. Jesus said, I just want your heart. So usually what I tell people is have a relationship with him first. Have a relationship with him. Talk to him just like how you would talk to anybody else whenever you're trying to build a relationship with somebody else. He wants your time. And then whenever you become one with him, then religion is out of it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times people are trying to focus on the religion aspect of it. Oh, I got to make sure I do this or I got to make sure I do that. That's what religion says. Jesus says, I just want your heart. I want to be in a relationship with you because I love you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to tell people who's deal with those type of aspects.
All right, so I'm gonna deter off a little bit. I've been doing my questions. Once I feel like I found something, I'll be like, ooh, let's dive into it.
There you go.
Okay, so basically I feel like in my situation I'm going in right now. So I feel like currently right now I'm fasting.
Oh, me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Me too.
great.
Me too.
All right, so right now I'm fasting. I didn't really do the food fast because I got in the gym recently, so I got to get the protein, macros, blah, blah, blah. I had to balance. But I did like secular music, like no weed, no drinking.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to not drink,
Yeah.
so I don't even think I count that in my fast because I just feel like I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
with drinking. I feel like I got tired of it. Been doing this since I was like 14. I'm tired.
There you go.
But with fasting out there, I feel like it took me, similar to your situation, but it took me to go through like a really bad like breakup
Yeah.
to really like turn to God. And I feel like that's what my eyes to like, okay, this real. And don't get me wrong, I didn't immediately turn to God when the breakup happened.
Yeah.
I went through the little like depression alone, don't know what I'm
Same
gonna
here.
do.
Same here.
And it just really, I don't know what made me finally be like, I don't know what it was. Something just like made me be like, all right, like, I kept saying I was going to go to church. I tried to find churches in Houston. Didn't really find one that I liked.
Yeah.
Then I ended up finding a pastor on YouTube that I love. Like,
What's his name?
Mike, Rock City.
Oh, I listen to it too.
That's my dog. I ain't going to lie.
Hey,
Every
he
Sunday,
good.
I'm in the living room lit. But, like, it's to the point where I really feel like that is, like, when I finally was like, all right, like, okay, like, I do this religion thing. I like this. Like, I'm ready for this. Like, it's really motivating me. And, like, I can see where, like, scripture applies to a lot of things in my life. Then it's more so, like, I went through like the breakup and things like that, my business started going down.
Yeah.
Like I started kind of like losing like a lot of stuff to the point where like it took me to like lose that relationship, finally get in touch with God to like my business started flowing again to the point where like I have hiccups. Don't get me wrong, I still have like hiccups where I still be having like mine like downtime, stuff like that. But like that recovery time, like how you take me weeks and months or I'm so depressed, it's literally like I may have like 1 or 2 hours or less than that. Like yesterday I had a moment where it took like 10 minutes and I was like, you know what? Ain't no way. Like, because I know he telling me this. So like, what do you do like in moments where you feel like when you have your hiccups? Do you still? Do you still?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I ain't even finna ask like you don't. You have hiccups, but like, how do you deal with your hiccups when you just really be like,
you know?
So I'm gonna be honest. So I really realized that I deal with depression as well whenever I moved out on my own and I was by myself. So when I got my own spot and I was ecstatic, but then, dealing with the relationships as well, dealing with the breakups, I based my whole identity in those relationships.
Same.
So whenever like the relationship ended, I didn't know who I was. So now I'm going to this deep depression. Then after that, I'm trying to beg for her to come back because my whole identity was in her, not in God. So there'll be times where I'll get off of work. There's a Mexican restaurant down the street. I'll hit that up. I would drink, go home, knock out for the rest of the day. It's 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm out like a light because my relationships were getting bad. I didn't know who I was. So it took time for me to find myself. And I told God, I said, you know what? It's just me and you. And I still have those hiccups. But I remember, hey, my identity is in him. He says I'm the head and not the tail. He says that I'm more than a conqueror. So I need to start acting like it. Because he's the person that's going to be able to say, no, I chose you. I love you. And at the end of the day, I will never leave you nor forsake you. That's why I had to continue to tell myself in my head.
Yeah.
And I had to really hone in and find out who I was. That's when I started going out on dates by myself. I went on a date by myself for the first time. I was so nervous. I was so nervous.
I had to call my friend. I left the first few times I do a date by myself. I left. I was too nervous. I be sweating. And,
Oh, man.
I saw one person I knew. I was like, oh, I gotta go. I be nervous. I got anxiety real bad.
Look, and then what would I do? So I would always just go to the bar. I'll just eat by myself, and then I would pay in advance so that I can hurry up and go.
Same.
Like as soon as the food hit, give me the ticket.
Yeah, can I
I'll
pay
pay
right
for it, and then as soon as I'm ready, I'm gone. But no, I had to deal with that, and not gonna lie, it still hits sometimes. But I'm better now than what I used to deal with.
Facts.
So.
Okay, cool. All right, so, how do you reconcile being a part of the world while also serving God? So, like, I feel like with myself, after the fast is over, during this fast, I keep wondering, like, how are you about to, like, make this transition back to, like, because, of course, like, what I do, I have to be a part of the world, like, to network with people, like, boom, 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 do things kind of, like, where I'm trying to go. But it's like,
Yeah.
like I'm cool right now, and I feel like, dang, I don't know what I want to do. I feel like right now I'm in a state of like I'm so at peace, I'm so cool. Like this, like is to be honest, this is the best energy I feel like I ever had in my life.
That's what I'm
like
talking
very
about.
like to the point where I ain't gonna lie, like I was moved to even like do an episode by myself, tell everybody like, look, I'm finna pivot this show. It's not finna be what y'all think no more, and you rocking
Yeah.
with me, you not rocking with me, I don't really care. But
Yeah.
it just got old trying to like. I feel like I was still. You remember when I was in school? I feel like I was still doing all of that, and it was just like I genuinely know when I leave this room and off this camera, that's not even what I be showing no more. That's really not who I am no more. And I feel like I have to keep being this character. So like, how do you deal with having to like balance that? Like, so say like your friend be like, "Hey, it's my birthday. Let's go outside." Boom, boom, boom.
Man, look, real friends will know who I am and what I represent. I feel like you're in the world, but you're not of the world. So in the Bible, it talks about be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Don't be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So that means that, yeah, we're in the world, but we don't have to be of the world. So now, granted, I'm not saying you got to be holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? You got to, act like, you're just the most holiest thing walking. But at the end of the day, you can be in the world, but you can have a light within you that shines so bright to the point to where people will look at you and be like, man, there's something different about you. There's something about you. I don't know what it is, but something about you. And then you can hit them with, man, I'm into Jesus now. I'm trying my best to do what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you be like, okay, well, let me try them out. And then now it's a ripple effect.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna read your text. So I text my dog. So like basically, before I like was like, okay, I'm gonna do the fast stuff like that. I was still smoking. So remember I gave up smoking for the fast. So I have a friend. Every time we chill, we smoke. Like that's how we chill. I feel like that was like I assumed that's why we would link because we finna like smoke or chill. Like that's the only reason. So he kept trying to link up with me, blah blah blah. And then yesterday, like I kept like ignore him a little bit because every time he
Yeah.
texts me, I feel like he was like he would automatically be like, okay, I'm gonna come out and smoke with you, but I would ignore him. So I
Yeah.
texted me yesterday last night and I was like, not gonna lie, my boy, I can't smoke and stuff right now, but I do want to like I text like a yeah. I do want to get up with you. Just I don't know if you're trying to link while I'm not on it. And I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. I was like, he probably gonna say no, but that was gonna be my confirmation knowing like if you for me or not.
Yeah.
And he texted me, he was like, LOL, we don't gotta smoke to link.
Yeah.
And it was like,
That's your real friend.
okay, because
yeah.
I feel like I was so scared to kind of like show like my friends now that like, and I said in like a few episodes one time like with these two girls, and I was like, yeah, I'm so scared to tell everybody I don't want to drink no more. I'm so scared to tell everybody like I really don't want to do that no more.
Yeah.
And I think like now as I'm in the transition period trying to tell like my friends who I don't want to lose y'all, but I really want y'all to be able to understand that like Merrick Zion does not drink no more. Merrick
Yeah.
Zion does not do that no more. And like he is
Yeah.
really like trying to make a transition. I just like
Yeah.
people not gonna I don't know, I guess I thought people wasn't gonna believe it. I don't know. But it's
No.
like yeah, I really
No,
be
it was-
chilling.
well, and then that's the beautiful part about it. You are trying your best, and you are doing it. You know what I'm saying? You are trying to make a change, and then there's gonna be some people who is going to still be attached to the old you, and there's gonna be some people who's still going to be connected to the old you, to where now you're trying to make a shift, and they're like, nah, I like the old Zion, I like the old Merrick. That's not how that. At the end of the day, those people deserve to be in the past. And all you got to do is just continue to move forward, and God's going to put people in your life that's going to continue to push you forward.
Facts.
And that's the greatest part about being with Christ. That when I have Christ, I don't need anybody else. But through him, he's going to give me people that's going to help me to walk this walk right. Because it's a hard walk to walk. It is. This path is not easy. Like, people think that being a Christian is easy. It's not. We probably are going to go through so much more turmoil now, because now we have a target on our back, because now the enemy is like, nah, man, he's walking right. I got to make sure he go back. And we can't allow that. So now it's tougher, but with Christ, we still have the strength to be able to continue to walk. So continue to do that, man. And I mean, it ain't like you got to cut out everything. Like, in a sense, like, let's say,
Summer Walker album dropping like a 2, 3, 4 weeks. I gotta hit it.
I mean, I see a lot of people on TikTok, and I feel like they're just getting a lot of clickbaits and trying to get views. I'm giving up secular music, things like that. It's not it's not the secular music. What it is some music now I gotta chill off of. It's the message behind it, and not letting it transform your thinking to where now you're acting like, and you're doing what they're talking about in the song.
Yeah, until I made the transition from like, because again, I started the music thing once the fast started.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was going to the regular songs, like the ones we grew up on.
Yeah.
Then I found some real songs.
Yeah.
Oh, these people hard.
Yeah.
These people can sing. These people are so cute. I'm about to, because like, oh my God, like these people be making some good songs.
Yeah.
One time I played a song recently, I thought it was Bryson Tiller. I was like, it's hard. Like, and then like the way they like wordplay is, you don't even be knowing that it's a religious song.
Right.
So like, it's like, to understand that like, I guess I love music. I'm
Yeah.
a music person. Like
Yeah.
I love like my love language. If you like my music, oh, you love me.
Yeah.
So like finding music that I feel like has really like cleansed and like calmed me down. I didn't realize how bad music really can like alter your
Yes.
thinking. Like 'cause
Yes.
I used to be like I used to go around like, say like, oh, I'm depressed, or I'm sad, and I would always play sad music. Then I know like I'm just thinking like I like sad music. No,
No.
you're sad because you listen to the sad music.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't get into the whole. I don't know if TV has an effect fully on me. I don't know.
I feel like TV and social media does, but I love the artistry of music.
Mm-hmm.
How, like you said, how gifted and talented some of these artists are.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's some music where I'm just like, okay, this ain't really music. I'm not adding this, because I take music seriously as well. Like, I have it categorized by genres. I'm thinking about, like, I'm so crazy with it, like old school to kind of like 2000s to current music. I'm mostly into R&B because
Same.
the beat behind it, how it makes me feel. I have late night vibes. I have music that's makes me feel good. And then also, I'm doing the fast too, where I cut out all the secular music, and I had to challenge myself, because I didn't know that Christian rappers and Christian R&B artists are out there, but
Same.
I looked into it and I'm like, download this,
Oh,
download
God, my
that,
phone is filled,
download
and I
that.
can't wait. I'm gonna add y'all to everybody playlist because it's hard. And I like when I like doing it. I like now playing it without telling people what I'm listening to and just kind of see like what they say.
Yeah.
And they be like, yeah, it's a little vibe. You know,
There you go.
You don't be knowing you listen to that, baby. It's real good. I like it for real. So then when you deal with like, I don't want to call them like naysayers, but like, let me ask you a question. So I know you're like you're engaged right now, but would you ever, other than this situation, would you ever have dated someone who was not religious?
No.
I recently tried right before everything, right before it was like a pivot when I was going the right direction. Met somebody, thought they was a great person. They told me they wasn't religious. I thought I didn't care that much about them not being religious, and I realized how much of a like a no.
Yeah, no.
Like no,
Nuh-uh.
I can't do it.
No.
But then like, is it not bad?
You got to be equally yoked. What I mean
Understand.
is, what that means is, if I'm going in one direction, I need my partner to be able to go in the same direction with me. We can't go opposite and try to still be a couple, still be in a relationship, because at the end of the day, we're not going anywhere if we're tugging in opposite directions.
True.
So if I'm religious, if I'm following Christ, I need my wife to be able to say, hey, we're following Christ together. So that is a big non-negotiable, especially when I was dating. Before my fiance, I was dating, and that was on the forefront. Like, I'm a follower of Christ. Are you okay with that? And are you really a follower of Christ? Not somebody say, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I go to church every once in a while. No, I'm a follower of Christ. There's a difference. So telling people that it did deter some people, that just means it's not for me, you know? But when I found somebody that said, man, I'm a follower of Christ too, we're going to do this thing together. Yeah, we're going to fall, but we still trying our best to go towards Christ together. That's when I knew, among some other things as well, but that's when I knew that this was the one I wanted to pursue.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get into it. So my next one, we kind of already dived into it a little bit. All right, so next topic was going to be secular versus sacred. So my first question is, have you ever felt guilty for enjoying something that might go against your values?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think. Well, so I can't say there's a lot of, so like I say, like drinking in a sense. So I do drink, not too much, but I do enjoy margarita. I do enjoy some wine, you know, things like that. I listen to trap music too, you know. So, but from the outside looking in, everybody else is gonna be like, man, he listens to this. Oh, you know, he's drinking this. So I can't. It's hard for somebody who is a follower of Christ to actually enjoy their life because judgment comes in, especially from people who don't know you. They just say, oh, you're a follower of Christ, you shouldn't be drinking. I'm not out here getting drunk. I'm just trying to enjoy a margarita because I'm enjoying my day off. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm enjoying a glass of wine, things like that. I'm not out here trying to get crazy with it, but a lot of people see that and then kind of judge me for it. So trying to deal with the naysayers who don't know me but know what I do, know what I stand for, and trying to hold me on to a standard that they're not even holding themselves to.
That.
So.
Okay, cool. All right, so do you ever think the church is too harsh when it comes to judging people for their, like, taste in anything? So, like,
yeah.
Anything. Okay.
Absolutely. The church is, I don't know why the church does that.
Is like the older church.
It's the older church.
Because I don't think it's the new church.
It's not the new church. It's the older church. Did you see that on social media where that pastor made that young lady apologize to the church for getting pregnant?
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
I was so disgusted. I was like,
This recent?
This was recent. So a pastor of a church made a young lady who got pregnant stand up in front of the church and apologize to the church. And I said,
What
that
city? Like some country town?
Probably so.
Yeah.
But that's not how you go about it. That's judgment. For what? Why is the church judging somebody else? Because at the end of the day, hey, you probably done some things too that nobody knows about, but you're able to hide from.
I'm not making my child do that. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the older church. And there are some people, even in a little small population in the young church that still judge too. But I feel like the younger church, the younger members of the younger church, they're more about showing love, showing acceptance, saying that, hey, we all fall short, but I'm not going to sit here and beat you up while you're down. I'm going to love on you. Jesus loves you still. Even when I mess up, I'm still the righteousness of God. Even when I mess up, even when I struggle with some things, I'm still the righteousness of God because he died on the cross for all my sins.
Yeah.
Even the sins that I don't know that I'm about to commit, or the sins that I've already committed, or the sins I'm committing right now, he loves me still. Now, on the other hand, even though when I am a follower of Christ, I got to be careful about what I do, and I got to try. God looks at your heart. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, yes, there's judgment coming from the older church, but that's not right. That is not right at all. We're all here to love one another. So,
Okay, cool. Random question popped in my head. So do you feel like a lot of people, I know somebody that like, do you feel like cheating on your partner is the same way as cheating on like someone that you're married to or about to get married to? Like, is it still that bad if it's just your girlfriend, boyfriend?
so it's a commitment.
Right?
Look
Period,
at it.
Period.
Period. It's a
Okay,
commitment.
thank you.
It's
I
a
feel like somebody
commitment.
tried to justify their BS talking about something.
No.
Well, I'm not married. No.
No, it's a commitment. You want to be exclusive with me. You're committing to me. It's basically, you're practicing before you actually get married. But relationships, girlfriend, boyfriend relationships, you got to take that seriously because that's the practice round before you actually go in front of an altar and there's a pastor there and then many of witnesses and y'all exchanging vows. So I know a lot of people would kind of justify that. I don't. It's a commitment. If I look you in the face and I say, man, I want to be with you, I want to be with you. I'm not going to go around and be with somebody else because at the end of the day, I made a commitment to you. So, yeah,
That's one saying I ain't hit yet. I ain't cheat, baby.
No,
That's one
no.
thing, God. You ain't got to clock that on me.
No, I can't. I can't even. I'm not gonna judge anybody else who cheated before and all that stuff. But what I am gonna say is that when you truly have found the one, you're not gonna want to cheat. Because I feel like a lot of people just get in relationships just to get into them, and then to feel something, and then now when you see somebody else, you're like, oh, I really want her. That's not how it's supposed to be. When you find somebody that you truly want, you're not gonna want to cheat. So that's what I say about that.
Okay, so then when you're dealing with like when you're dealing with people that are in relationships that are like knowing they're no longer happy in their relationships, right? Is it okay? Like, how do you deal with it? Like, people that know, like, I think people are stuck in relationships, they don't know, like, how to get out of them. So they start doing those things because they are married. Because I know a lot of relationships, like, answer that question right now. I'm going to hit you with what I church stuff with me.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you deal with people that, like, aren't happy in their relationships, but they, like, just don't know how to, like, is that a go to God thing or is it just, like, literally leave?
Well, you can do both because, see, now you can go to God and, ask him, hey, how am I supposed to deal with this and things like that. I will say this, before you are married, you have every right to leave. Even when you are married. If I say this, if you don't want to be with me, go.
Facts.
If you don't want to be with me, go. I'm not going to make you stay. It's easier to do it before you're married. And you just had that conversation. Hey, I'm no longer happy. I would try to find some sort of solution first before you just go out and just leave. Like, had that conversation. It's going to be a tough conversation, but it's a necessary one, especially if you care about that person. So see what they can do to be able to make you happy. What about the relationship is not making you happy? And let's see if we can try to fix it. Now, if it's something that you can't fix, then at that point, then you got to break ties. It's going to suck, but you got to break ties.
For sure. So the church that I grew up in, right? My pastor. Let's refer that. All right. So how do you feel about pastors who try to they make mistakes, right? But they always be like, "Oh, the devil had got me." You know what I'm talking about? You heard that before?
I think
the
I've
devil
heard
was
that
busy.
Before. The devil was busy.
I cheated on my wife because the devil had me.
Oh,
man.
Come
on now, relax.
No, I mean you did that.
Nah,
you did
facts.
that.
Like, come on now.
You did that.
He ain't had you
You
like
did
that.
that. Now, granted, I mean, he
He
might have
had
been
you,
flute, but
but
at
you
the end of
went
the day,
with him.
you did that. I mean, I'm not going to blame the devil for every mistake that I made, because I made it. You know,
Facts.
I made it. I
Because
got to take
sometimes we know we
accountability
naturally be wanting
to blame
do what we
somebody
do.
else. Yeah, or push accountability on somebody else. But hey, I made that mistake.
For sure.
So
So I'm gonna make a little detour. Finna go a little bit more deeper into some questions with you. So
yeah,
my first question for this one is: do you believe in spirits,
I believe in the Holy Spirit, and I believe,
evil spirits?
yeah, because if there is a God, there's a devil.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Holy Spirit. There are evil spirits. So yeah, I would say I do believe in that. Um, I'm so focused on the Holy Spirit to the point to where I'm not worried about the evil spirits because my eyes is focused on Him. So when you are focused on Him, yeah, there are evil spirits around, but it's a good thing to know that God is protecting you at all times.
Do you feel like somebody can be condemned by evil spirit? Like it legit can like take over them?
Well, in the Bible, there was some stories about how Jesus had to rebuke a spirit out of a person.
Mm-hmm.
So if it happened in the Bible, or it did happen in the Bible, I believe it can as well happen in today's time. Um, so, like I said, when you have the Holy Spirit,
Decipher.
you're able to decipher. That's a good word to say, because you can tell the energy will shift,
Mm-hmm.
but depending on who you're talking to. Have you ever had, like, when you talk to somebody, you can just feel the energy is off, and there's something about them that you don't like?
Mm-hmm.
That's where that comes from, you know. So I would pay attention to that, and how you pay attention to that is to continue to be in the Word, because now there will be some times where yeah, the enemy will tempt you,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta be able to decipher. You gotta be able to listen to which voice is talking to you, and how you know is God's voice will never give you anxiety about anything. Have you ever had a voice and you kind of just like tugging with it, and I mean, like, it's not sitting with you right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not God's voice. God's voice is calming. God's voice will give you peace. So I will keep that in the back. I just learned that because I had to, there'll be some times where I'm going back and forth in my own head, and I'm staying up late at night,
Mm-hmm.
like my mind racing. I can't go to sleep. And then somebody told me, that's not God. God is peaceful. God is peace. God is love. God will let you go to sleep at night,
That
you know? So I will always keep that in the back of my mind.
for sure. So when so a lot of times people that came in here and they use the word spiritual warfare with me, right? What is it? Like when people say like, "Oh, you're going to do a spiritual warfare," or "There's a spiritual warfare right now." I know people try to say it's like. I'm gonna pause to that question. Do you feel like we're in the book of Revelation right now?
Nobody ever knows. And when people say, these are the end times, you don't know. The Bible says nobody knows. At any point, God's just going to come back.
Yeah.
So I'm not really fixated on, when God is coming back, when He's not coming back. All I'm doing is just doing what I have to do. I'm chilling. I'm trying to focus on God. I'm trying to love my fiance, try to start a family. I'm trying to just do that. But then when people hit me with, hey, this is the end times, things like that, I'm kind of like, I need for you to read your Bible, because nobody ever knows. They think of different signs that's happening around the world right now, and they trying to equate
like the
that
LA
with
fires.
yeah, they trying to equate that with the end times. No, nobody knows. Nobody knows when that's going to happen. So
Okay, cool. So
Unfortunately.
like when you go, piggyback to the spiritual warfare, right? So if you had to put that in terms of like what you may think it means or what you do think it means, like what does it sound like to you, and do you believe there's possibility of that?
So if in my personal opinion, when I hear of spiritual warfare, I hear of the enemy is trying to get you to do something that is against God.
Mm-hmm.
And you're literally fighting to, not really like fighting, but like spiritually fighting to try to not let that happen. So there's a lot of people who are considered prayer warriors. They will go and pray, and they will pray for hours and hours because they feel the spiritual warfare that's happening. You know, and that is very important to have those type of people. But not but and whenever that does happen, you just got to get into a place of prayer and being able to connect with God and being able to call on His Holy Spirit to be able to be into your heart at that time. Does that make a little sense?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, cool. So do you believe that you are allowed to go to church and like come as you are? Do you believe in the come as you are statement?
Come as you are. Yep. I believe that.
Like come as you are, like basketball shorts, do rag, like
So the more mature you are when it comes to the walk of Christ. So if you're just starting out in Christ, you know, you're a Christian walk, you say, you know what, man, I want to be with Jesus. I'm with Him. And at that point, come as you are. And as you mature, you want to change. You're going to want to change. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, you know, starting out, man, you just coming to church. You come to church however you are, right? The more you fall in love with Christ and the more y'all become one, the more everything else is going to change. Your tastes are going to change. The way you speak is going to change. Your walk is going to change. So now, granted, here you go. Whenever we're in church, nobody should be paying attention to what you got on anyway.
that.
You're supposed to be locked in with God, you know, locked into what the sermon is saying. If people having the opportunity or even have the time to judge you based off of what you have on, you're not at church for the right reasons. You have to not worry about what everybody else got going on because you don't know their story. You don't know what they had to go through, you know?
That's probably all they had to wear.
Exactly. That's probably all that they had. But at least they're in church. That's the bigger picture. They're in church. They're praising God. Even if they're in the back, you made it in church. Continue to come. Continue to come sit in the back. If you got basketball shorts, continue to come. And as the word keeps on getting deeper in you and you grow more with God, then, you know, then your appetite is going to want to change. So, yeah, I think come as you are.
Yeah, I think come as you
Because
are
I mean,
too.
I'm not worried about what you have on, you know, because I'm focused on what I got to focus on.
Nah, facts.
So-
Okay, so when you talk about come as you are and things like that, do you feel like how do you feel about the church's stance on like homosexuality and things like that, or just like a religion stand on homosexuality? Because I feel like that was a big chunk of like my connection. I remember it was one time. Oh my God, it was one time I didn't even come out to my parents yet. We was at
Yeah.
church. Pastor got to preaching about homosexuality. I started sweating bullets. I'm like, damn. He
Yeah.
preaching to me. So like, how do you feel about like? Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know nothing about no scripture when it come to that. I might be trying to skip over that point. I ain't even trying to get to that part for real.
Yeah.
Let's just act like if I get up there, I ain't know. But like, what is your take on that for real? And it's a safe place.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So what I can say is it's love.
Okay.
It's all love. So I have no place to judge anybody because I'm still going through my dirt that possibly nobody else even knows. So what do I look like being like, hey, nah, you got to do X, Y, and Z? Granted, in the Bible it talks about that. But God still loves you anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say this. All sin in God's eyes is the same level. So if I get drunk right now, it's the same. If I
You know, I
curse,
ain't know
it's
that
the
was a sin.
same.
I ain't know getting drunk was a sin. Oh,
I mean, look,
I
I've
gotta
been drunk
repent.
before. So like I've been through it. I've done it. So I still got my stuff I got to work through. But I'm trying. And at the end of the day, as long as you're trying, that's what I feel like what matters. Yes, certain sins, all sins, we shouldn't be doing because in the Bible it says, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. That's how you know somebody really loves you. So you got to ask yourself, do I really love God? And if I do, am I willing to keep all his commandments, not just some? And that same thing for me. You know, I'm trying my best to keep his commandments, but I fall short. But I'm glad that God still loves me.
period.
He still loves me.
So when you say all sins are on an equal level, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use my cards for this one because I want to make sure I get the topic out correctly. Okay. Whew, here we go. All right. So there's a lot of talks about what's a serious sin versus a lesser sin, and I know you say all sins are like the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
So will we hold the same caliber as somebody killing someone as a greater sin or like lesser sin or equal sin? Like I got drunk yesterday, but homegirl over there killed somebody yesterday.
Oh, goodness.
It's like, did we both really just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So, in the eyes of the people, I mean, yeah, there are greater sins and, little sins, but in the eyes of God, everything is equal. Everything is equal. So, that's why we should not judge anybody, because in the eyes of God, your little sin is the same as your big sin in the eyes of God. So, that's why it's so important not to judge. And I keep saying that. It's so important not to judge. Because while you have your own dirt, you need to just worry about that rather than trying to point out dirt in somebody else's eyes. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So in God's eyes, yes, it's all the same. Now, I get it. In the eyes of people, it's different. It's different levels. I mean, granted, yeah, I got drunk, but she killed somebody, or I cussed somebody out because they probably deserved it. Over,
I ain't
what,
know
I
cussing
got
was a
kissed.
sin.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of things. There's still some sins that I probably did. I don't even know.
I done drunk so much water.
But
man, that's a sin. I don't
but
know.
it's whenever you dive into the word, whenever you get closer to Christ, that's when you'll start seeing was it sin or was not. So I hope that answered your question.
Nah, facts. So, do you feel like killing someone is a sin, correct? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you feel like what is your stance on the death penalty? Like, say if someone shoot up a whole school of kids, elementary kids.
Yes. Oh,
Do you
man.
feel like they deserve the death penalty, and do you feel like that's like wrong? Like, what do you feel?
See, I feel like taking someone's life shouldn't be in our hands.
Right.
It shouldn't be in our hands. That's too much power for one person to have. Because at any point, if that's the case, at any point, somebody, like, they can change the rules up, and then now you're getting the death penalty for something that don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it shouldn't even be in our hands. It should be in God's hands. So the death penalty is not. I don't think we should have that.
Do you feel like so? I know. Okay, so like I'm gonna ask you. This is gonna be a hard question, and my show is about like getting the hard questions out. I feel like I've
Yeah.
been like scared to like jump into the question, but it's like I really just like genuinely want to know.
Yeah.
And I can give my opinion too on the same situation, but like I do feel like, do I feel like all sins are equal? In a worldly sense, hell no.
Okay.
Godly sense, yeah. But like, for lack of words, I don't know. Gotta bleep it out. Trigger warning, everybody.
Uh-huh.
If a person go and like rape 5 little girls,
Goodness, yeah.
it's like, nah, brother. Like I don't know. It's like I don't know. Like
That's yeah.
ain't no way.
Yeah, no.
So it's like
That's
when we
crazy.
say like, oh, God forgives for all our sins, boom, 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 like that too. Like you feel me? It be like
Yeah.
that's how we went. Like
Yeah, that I know that is very, very sad. Like that's outlandish. First off, people shouldn't even be doing that.
Nah,
when
facts.
I see stuff like that, I'm thinking to myself, what in your mind made you
can
want
I
to do
give you
that?
like what I be thinking this
Uh-huh.
is
Yeah,
sometimes?
yeah.
Mental health. I do think people
Yeah.
that got mental health issues.
Yeah,
That's a weird take.
yeah.
Probably along with that in my life. I do think
I
people
can
that,
see- I can see it
like,
can be a
rape,
mental thing.
kill, assault. I do think there is something
Yeah,
wrong.
something's
up there.
not clicking. Yeah, I see what you're
Has
getting
to
at.
be.
I see what you're getting at. Now, do you think that somebody can turn around from that and be able to live after that mistake? Somebody did that. Do you think somebody can be able to live after
How
that?
many of them? You feel me? Like how many times you did it? I can't. I don't know. No. Yes. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just, it's very situational.
Yeah, like-
but ain't no situational either.
That's what I'm saying. So, just like,
Like, oops. Oh, like, I don't know, because ain't no oops.
but
I
that,
don't know.
that person,
What
you know
feel?
what I'm saying?
Answer your own question. I'm crying. You got me nervous. I don't know.
No, like I say, there's a lot. I say anybody can make a U-turn. Anybody can make a 180.
Would you let them in your house? Would you let them in your house? Would you let them in your house?
We can talk on the porch. We can talk on the porch to start off with, because you know I'm a human. I gotta trust you. You broken trust, you know. But good thing I'm not God, you know.
Nah, for sure.
So I believe everybody deserves a second chance. I believe everybody deserves a second chance.
Can I juke you?
Go ahead.
Remember that? I don't know his name. The guy who went in that church and shot up everybody. Would you let him in your church?
So
Front row.
no, well, it's so now
Forgiveness.
extra security measures.
Oh,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
dramatic.
Wait.
Now you got to squat at the door just in case. Come on, bro.
But I mean, so like, obviously, it's gonna be hard to forgive somebody who does something against you. So, but it takes a bigger person to actually forgive. Now, do you have the capacity to forgive?
I'm gonna have to learn you to
Yes,
forgive. Like,
yes.
I'm gonna need your social security number. Like, I'm gonna have to know you.
we got to go through this again. But you got to be able to forgive, and that's the hardest thing. Even, like for me now, I'm still learning how to truly forgive. And when I mean truly forgive, not hold them to what they done. That's how you know you've forgiven somebody.
I recently just forgave my parents and family. Like the other day, I was
Yeah.
like, during this fast is shaking me.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
God, you're a big one. I was just like praying, talking. I don't know if I be praying. I just be talking to God. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. I feel like people pray. I just be I just be randomly talking, and I was like, oh yeah, and I forgive everybody.
Yeah.
And I was just dry sitting, and I was like, oh, like I forgive everybody. Like I was
Yeah.
shocked that I like.
Yeah.
I guess I do.
Does it
forgive
still
everybody.
affect you?
Like,
Does it still affect you?
Nah, I'd be cool.
Like if you see them, somebody that hurt you, will your emotions change?
One. But that's the one that really did it.
Yeah.
But I forgive everybody that had ignorance to the situation. I forgive everybody that like
Yeah.
that one. I don't know. Well, no. I
Even
feel like
if
that was
they
ignorance.
didn't have ignorance towards it and they did it intentionally, can you still forgive them?
Well, that's not my situation. But if it was my situation, you like did something intentionally to me.
That's the hard part.
I'm not talking about family number because that never happened. But I'm talking about in life general.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can actually forgive somebody that like what I want to. Yes, because you supposed to. You know, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, you supposed to. But that's a battle.
It takes work.
How you forgive somebody? I feel like how do you actually like in that situation? Because I do
Yeah.
feel like my situation it was like I don't think y'all intentionally did anything to me for real.
Yeah.
But somebody did something. How do you forgive somebody like that? Like if they really like did you bad? They
It
cut your
takes
thumb off.
it takes time. It takes time. I mean, I'm not gonna forgive you right off the bat. I know God says forgive, but it's gonna take me some time. And you gotta allow space for them to be able to heal on their own and actually forgive and really let it go.
Are you
I don't
wrong
have,
for never forgiving? Are you wrong for like never want to forgive?
in the moment you're gonna feel like that because you're still angry. But as time progresses and you see that it's not worth you giving up your whole life and your energy to making sure that that person gets what they are deserving.
Facts.
So, and then you got to look at your life. What is God doing in my life to the point to where, hey, I can let this go? And, you know, I'm really talking to myself because I'm still working on it. I'm still trying my best to forgive certain people and like even family members. I'm still trying my best to forgive certain people. It's still going to take time. But every day I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. Then how I was when I was in college, man. No, if you did something wrong to me, hey, I don't like you at all. Hey, we ain't got to talk no more. As soon as you come in the room, I'm exiting the room. Like, but that gives them the power. So I don't want to give my power away to somebody who really don't deserve it.
You rate that.
So
You rate that up too. Okay, so when you dive into like, I don't know if you saw it outside or you was waiting outside. People that do like bad things, not bad things. I don't judge that either though. But like people that just do things for money that's not like the best thing, right?
Yeah.
Selling drugs, selling themselves, selling their soul, doing anything, right?
yeah.
Do you actually like look at that as a bad thing, Or how do you see that? Sometimes I see it as a method of survival, and like that's
A
like
method of
people's
survival.
situation.
Yep.
Cause I feel like you could be very religious, and that's just your situation.
Yeah.
Like how do you view that?
So, I was really talking about that because I'm not gonna lie to you. As I was waiting, I seen, two,
I
right?
saw, yeah.
Right? And then, but I was like, I was talking. I said sometimes they were just in a bad situation, and that it's a method of survival. Like they're doing this just to survive.
Like they don't want to do that.
They really don't, but they're trying to survive. And I know everybody has seen people like, hey, I'm trying to get out of that situation. So at that point, you got to give people grace. And when they come to the church, you got to let them come as they are, because at the end of the day, you
That's
don't know
what I mean
that
by come as
situation.
you are,
Yeah, you don't know what they've been dealing with. Give them love, give them support, give them anything that they might need to be able to get out of that situation, and then show them love. Because they're going to always remember love. Everybody is going to remember that one person that showed them the most love. And that's going to be the factor, that's going to be the driving force of making a change. So, yeah, I mean, hey, it is a method of survival. I feel like people don't know any better. I feel like some people just got into it at a young age, didn't know what they were doing, and then now they're trying to get out of it, but realize that they're too far in to try to just get out on their own. So they rather just sit with it and, just deal with it rather than trying to get out, because sometimes if they try to get out, that's their life,
Yeah.
So you can't really judge that.
How do you deal with lost souls? I feel like I know a person who like he got a lost soul. Well, I can't say nobody got a lost soul, I guess, right? I can't. I guess I can't. But I feel like he do. I don't know. But I just feel like, how do you feel people that's just like so disconnected? Like, I ain't saying, cause I'm not holier than nothing, baby. But I feel like it's like some point it's just like, when do you like check on your mental? When do you like really like take a second and just thank God for everything? Like I got a person in my life who I know like they got everything, the house, the money, like everything they want. But I ain't never ever heard them open their mouth and say thank God
Yeah.
or mention God or anything about
Yeah.
nothing. It'd be like. And that's before I like made this transition. Like I still will always be like, oh, thank you. But like,
Yeah.
bro, don't do that.
Yeah.
And I be feeling like, what you think going on?
Yeah.
So like, what do you do with people that's of the world, right?
Well, yeah. So,
They go to the club every day.
So-
Every day.
so what I'll say is just continue to pray for them and continue to be that light.
I've never prayed for them.
You never pray for them? Try it.
That's
Try it.
you know what? That's somebody who janked me. They janked me. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, I need to. Woo!
Just try it. Try it. Pray for them, because, and also continue. Like I said, continue to be in that light. Don't change who you are to make them more comfortable to be around.
Not
you, in a
separating
sense.
myself.
To still be you.
But okay, so then how you deal with people that still try to tear you, like you say, remind you, tear you down? Like, there's somebody in my life where I feel like, okay, we're going to use that situation. They be doing me bad. They are very of the world. They are very disconnected. And I just feel like I'm going to try to pray for, I've never prayed for them, ever. I've never even thought of to. Never even considered to.
Hey, yeah, I get
They
you.
were never on my list.
I get you.
Forgot. but it's like, I'm praying for you, but I know probably like, it's only a matter of time you finna jank me again. You finna say some off the wall stuff about me again. You're finna do it. You're gonna do it again. That's just your character.
Right.
Like, it's only a matter of time you do it. Because
Yeah.
I know me genuinely knowing, like, I'm surprised you ain't did it yet. Because I know you wait. Like, I know you're supposed to be doing it by now.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be like a fake prayer?
I mean, yeah.
Like, God, I hope they're okay. Do I?
You asking some really good questions, man. I'm
like, do I really care?
So that's where you got to continue. You still got to continue to pray. But whenever you are praying, be honest. God, I don't like this person, but please do your big one on him. Sometimes that's it.
What's big one?
Sometimes that's it. Well, you work with him, God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm out of it. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to be real honest with your prayers. And then for those individuals who are still trying to hold you to what you used to be, continue to prove them wrong. I'm not them no more. I'm not him no more. Continue to shine in that light, and I promise you they're going to come around. And if they don't come around, you can just see them in your rearview mirror as you continue to go forward.
Can I tell you the truth, though? I still beat a nigga up.
Sometimes, hey, I'm not going to lie to
I
you.
don't think it's ever going to come.
I'm not going to lie to you. You try me,
I I gotta
Just gonna
get
be,
there with you.
you know.
I ain't gonna lie. You come
hey,
on. Come
hey,
on.
you got. Hey, I try my best to hold
You heard the
myself.
story of Goliath? You finna see it. Oh,
I
God.
try my best to hold myself, but then sometimes you just gotta show them. I have a license to carry, just in case somebody want to try.
See, now, I don't want to get no gun because I don't trust myself.
I do it for protection. I gotta be able to protect myself. I love Jesus, but I'm gonna protect myself.
No,
I
for sure.
love God, but I'm gonna protect myself.
Yeah, you get me shoot with the gun sideways. I'm scared of you.
Oh no, man.
Uh-uh.
Oh
Somebody
man.
put the gun sideways to me, I know you're gonna shoot. I'm scared of you, baby.
I'm like, hey, that's it. I'm cool.
Okay, cool. So before we wrap it up and get this, I want to get to one last little topic with you. So my last topic is about like making that transition. It's last. This, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them
Yeah.
topics.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you feel like getting tattoos? I'm leading you into a topic. So this is my thesis. Do you feel like getting tattoos is a wrong thing? You have tattoos?
No, I don't have tattoos.
Okay. Do you feel like inking your body? I think like my grandma said it was like something religious with it too.
Yeah.
Even getting ear piercings, all that.
Yeah, I have ear piercings. I just didn't wear them. I don't think getting tattoos is wrong. There's a theory on it. I'm not gonna quote it off the top of my head because I don't really know
For
it.
sure.
But I do think that getting tattoos is it's okay. It's okay. I mean, because at the end of the day, it expresses who you are, and you're showing your artistry.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think tattoos is a sin. I might be wrong, but in my personal opinion, I don't think so. And the only reason why I don't have any is because I know if I get one, I'm gonna get a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just not do it because I'm gonna be like, I want another one. Then I got a whole sleeve, and then you know what I'm saying? And then that's a lot of money. And that's probably the only reason why, because I hear like it's like
Same.
a lot of money
I'ma
for
get
tattoos.
tatted. Once I get tatted, I'm gonna get tatted.
There's a whole lot. So that's the only reason why. Now, granted, if there is a religious aspect to it, let me know, because I don't know.
So how do we feel about people that make transitions from being a man to a woman or a woman to a man? And I mean like transitions.
Man, that's a huge one, bro.
Same
So
place.
talking about from a man to a woman,
Or a woman to a man.
to a woman to a man.
But you actually doing everything. Not just the ones that dress. You
Okay.
doing it, baby.
Yeah. So, one, for starters, still love. I'm going to keep saying that only because that's the foundation of everything.
Facts.
Love. That's where a lot of people mess up, because you're not leading with love, so now nobody wants to hear anything from you.
Yeah, that's
now
good.
nobody wants to be around you because you're not leading with love, and you're leading with judgment, you're leading with hatred. I don't believe in discrimination against anybody. I don't. I feel like, hey, they have the right to be able to do what they want to do. Do I agree with it? No. But I still love you. I might not agree with everything you do, but I love you. And I had to I told one of my friends that, hey, she decided to do whatever she wanted to do. And then I said, listen, you still my friend. We're going to still hang out. Like, I'm going to pick you up and let's go get something to eat. I love you regardless.
I love it.
And she was like, Mike, man, I appreciate you. And I'm like, you my dog.
Can I ask you a question? It's like she to he or he to she?
Well, not like that. It was, she dated girls at a certain point.
Okay.
But I told her, I said, I still love her. And even anybody else who makes that transition over, love is the foundation of it. I don't have to agree with what you do to love you. And I think that's where people make the mistake. And that's where the older generation, that's where the disconnect is. Where they're saying, man, you can't even be. I've seen people kick their children out of their house because of that. Granted, like I said, they're
that's
old
not
school.
wrong.
That's old school, right? I might not agree with it, but this is your life. I'm not going to control your life. All I'm gonna do is tell you what I believe. You can take with it what you want, but I'm still gonna love you. Still come over for Christmas.
Period.
Still come over for Thanksgiving. I still want to see you because I love you, regardless. So that's my stance on that.
So how do you feel about it's like another pivot? How do you feel about older people? Like I don't know if you had it in your life, but I have older people in my life who are very like ignorant to a lot of things that are happening. Like that would be an ignorant like thing that was probably like be like, mm. Do you tell them about themselves or do you allow people at this point in your life to be ignorant? I feel like I got a lot of older people in my life just to be ignorant. I accept that
Yeah,
ignorant.
because you can't beat a dead horse. You can't make you how you say
The old
you can
dog
you
do
can
tricks.
yeah you can lead a horse, you lead a dog to
You
horse
can get
to
a horse,
water,
lead the horse to water, but you
but
can't
you
make
can
it
make
drink.
them drink it. Basically, yeah. So like I'm gonna allow them to be ignorant. Now if they ask me, I'm gonna tell them like, hey, that was pretty ignorant, you know. But you can just do what you want because I know I have too much going on to be worried about you. I have too much work going on to be worried about what you're doing, what your mistakes, your downfalls, because I got to worry about me. So I can't. I'm going to allow you to be ignorant until you want to search for knowledge, and then when you ask me, then I'll tell you, and then you do with the information as you may, because I can't just continue to be like hounding you and worried about what you're doing
'Cause
when
you
I got my
major-
own stuff
yeah,
to worry
facts. Super facts.
about. So
All right, cool. So before we wrap it up, I want to allow you to give like some positive things, anything you want to say to the people, stuff like that. You want to lead them with, yeah, like what you know what I'm saying.
all right. So one positive thing I can say is that with this being the new year, do not allow this year to be like the old years. Do not allow this year to be a repeat of procrastination, of low self-esteem. Don't allow it to be a year of not being disciplined. This year can actually be the year where everything changes. This can actually be the year where you get your money up, where you get your fitness right, where you get your mind right, where you get yourself right. And I believe that this can be the year where you come into your own and you start loving on you and not having to worry about anybody else trying to supply that love that you're looking for. But you can go look for it in Christ. And when you find it in Christ, now you're a new creation. Now you can be able to walk your walk. You can talk your talk with your head held high and your chest up. So don't waste this year. Go get it.
Hey, I received that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Finna quote that, put that in my phone, say to be your favorite when I get low, baby.
Man, come on.
All right, cool. So, what are your social media handles so they can follow you?
Yeah. I'm on Instagram at Michael T. Mitchell Jr. I got my YouTube channel, Relentless Nation Ministries. TikTok about to get banned, so ain't no point of saying that. I mean,
Nah,
well, I
for
hope
real.
they don't ban it because
Right, please don't.
32,000 followers gone. But just
Nah, facts.
everybody, if you're on TikTok, come to YouTube and Instagram. But yeah, those are my two right now.
All right, for sure. Well, I want to thank y'all for coming to the Zarty podcast. I hope y'all enjoyed this experience. Huh? Oh, yeah, y'all. Okay, so make sure y'all join us in the Discord. I'm getting the Discord. Oh, yeah, it's 2025, baby. We're getting the Discord back jumping, y'all. I'm going to be chatting with y'all. So we actually going to live watch this episode together. I'm going to chat with y'all. I'm going to be more, like I said, more disciplined, more consistent, just getting back to my baby. This is my baby, y'all. And y'all hope y'all really enjoyed. This is my first episode with the, like, new pivot. Me really being my authentic self. Y'all see I can hold a conversation. Y'all see I know how to talk for real. Y'all see I know how not to cuss. You see that? I've
you
been
go.
like this.
There you go.
It's just I was scared to show y'all this. So I really hope y'all receive this for real. I really hope that it's like, I don't feel drained after just talking to him. I don't feel drained after just filming. I really am open to, like, I could film again. Like, usually I have 2 episodes every time I film. Usually when it's that person, I'm like, ugh. I'm like, okay, cool. We're ready to rock. I don't feel drained. So, like, y'all, this is really, like, I'm happy I got to share this with y'all. I'm happy you were, like, my first guest doing this PV. Like, really feel like a safe place. Like, when it came to me, I was like, hey, like, how I want this, who I want to talk to, and I was like, ooh, I know who, like, best thing to do, same age and, like, same direction that I know, like, I'm truly, like, trying to walk into. So, like, I really do appreciate you for coming.
I appreciate you for even inviting me.
Nah,
I
for
really
sure.
do.
It's
Thank you. This
love.
was very nice. I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all too, man. Like, y'all doing y'all thing out here, man. So appreciate y'all, man.
For sure. Well, thank you, y'all. Make sure y'all tap, like I said, make sure y'all tap to the Discord. Follow us on Instagram. I have no announcements right now, you know what I'm saying? Leave me a voicemail because the voicemail's back jumping. Comment below. Oh, yeah. I gotta start telling y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Do that right now. Pause. Leave a comment. finna act like y'all in school, give me a summary about what y'all learned. Okay, if you learned something, give me a summary. If you didn't learn something, give me a summary. If you don't know something, ask your questions. And if you just want to say something nice and leave me with encouraging words, leave somebody else with encouraging words, man. Leave somebody with encouraging words. We send love all 2025. That's the vibe, baby. Good night. Enjoy, y'all. Bye.
You don't have to leave me, you don't want to ride with me. You don't have to act like that, lie with me. You don't have to take it back, you don't have to say it back. You don't have to hold it back, it's only me. So what you wanna do tonight? 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 Why you wanna act like you don't love me? Why you tryna make it seem like we don't be? Scrolling like some Hughes and bass, fucking in your dirty place. Why you acting like you don't wanna come on home? So what you wanna do tonight? Cause I got about 5 homies for your friends. Don't stay too far, just take 6 cents. What you wanna do tonight? Cause I got about 5 more minutes here. I'm tryna leave with you, I ain't make that clear. You don't have to leave, you don't want to roll with me. You don't have to act like that, lie with me. You don't have to take it back, you don't have to say it back. You don't have to hold it back, it's only me. So what you wanna do tonight? 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 But your best friend bitch and she ready to go. She just mad cause she ain't getting chose. I'm already knowing how that lame shit go. Baby tell her come down, you ain't ready to go. You tryna leave with me so we can be. If you really like that, we can make it 3. Got 2 more minutes before we hit these streets. So what's it gonna be, is you tryna leave? Why you wanna act like you don't love me? Why you tryna make it seem like we don't be?